Good morning, and today is Good Friday, April 7th. And today we are going to be reading from the Holy Bible to honor Jesus Christ, who died for us. And we are going to be reading from a few different chapters this morning, starting here with Isaiah chapter 53, verse number 4. Surely he has borne our griefs, sicknesses, weaknesses, and distresses, and carried our sorrows and pains of punishment. Yet we ignorantly considered him stricken, smitten, and afflicted by God, as if with leprosy. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our guilt and iniquities, and the chastisement needful to obtain peace and well-being for us was upon him. And with the stripes that wounded him, we are healed and made whole. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way. And the Lord has made to light upon him the guilt and iniquity of us all. Now we're going to turn to Mark chapter 8. Here we go. And we're going to look for number 31. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must of necessity suffer many things, and be tested and disapproved, and rejected by the elders, and the chief priests, and the scribes, and be put to death, and after 3 days rise again from death. Now we're going to be going to Luke chapter 23, and starting with verse 33. And when they came to the place which is called the Skull, Latin Calvary, Hebrew Golgotha, and by the way, there is a video on different videos on YouTube that you can click into that show this place. There they crucified him, and along with the criminals, one on the right and one on the left. And Jesus prayed, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they divided his garments and distributed them by casting lots for them. Now the people stood by, calming and leisurely, watching. But the rulers scoffed and sneered and turned up their noses at him, saying, He has rescued others from death. Let him now rescue himself, if he is the Christ, the Messiah of God, his chosen one. The soldiers also ridiculed and made sport of him, coming up and offering him vinegar, a sour wine mixed with water, and saying, If you are the King of the Jews, rescue yourself from death. For there was also an inscription above him in letters of Greek and Latin and Hebrew, This is the King of the Jews. One of the criminals who was suspended kept up a railing at him, saying, Are you not the Christ, the Messiah? Rescue yourself and us from death. But the other one reproved him, saying, Do you not even fear God, seeing for yourself are under the same sentence of condemnation and suffering the same penalty? And we indeed suffer it justly, receiving the due reward of our actions. But this man has done nothing out of the way, nothing strange or eccentric, or perverse or unreasonable. Then he said to Jesus, Lord, remember me when you come in your kingly glory. And he answered him, Truly I tell you, today you shall be with me in paradise. It was now about the 6th hour, midday, and darkness enveloped the whole land and earth until the 9th hour, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. While the sun's light faded, was darkened, and the curtain of the Holy of Holies of the temple was torn in two. And Jesus, crying out with a loud voice, said, Father, in your hands I commit my spirit. And with these words he expired, which means died. But of course he was still alive. Now the centurion, having seen what had taken place, recognized God and thanked and praised him, and said, Indeed, without question, this man was upright, just, and innocent. And what I mean by saying died is that we are, a living being, not just in this body. Okay, so that was that reading. And now we're going to be going to John, chapter 3, and starting with verse number 16. For God so greatly loved and dearly prized the world that he even gave up his only begotten unique Son, so that whoever believes and trusts in, clings to, relies on him, shall not perish, come to destruction, be lost, but have eternal everlasting life. For God did not send the Son into the world in order to judge, to reject, to condemn, to pass sentence on the world, but that the world might find salvation and be made safe and sound through him. He who believes in him, who clings to, trusts in, relies on him, is not judged. He who trusts in him never comes up for judgment. For him there is no rejection, no condemnation. He incurs no damnation. But he who does not believe, cleave to, rely on, trust in him, is judged already, has already been convicted, has already received his sentence, because he has not believed in and trusted in the name of the only begotten Son of God. He is condemned for refusing to let his trust rest in Christ's name. The basis of the judgment, indictment, the test by which men are judged, the ground for sentence, lies in this: the light has come into the world, and the people have loved the darkness rather than and more than the light, for their works, deeds were evil. And then it goes on to explain about people being bad and people being good. So those are the readings for today. I was reading out of the Amplified Bible, which is the Holy Bible, but it's explains things a little bit more thoroughly, and it's by Zondervan. And then, as you can see, today is Good Friday, the 7th of April. And then yesterday was the first day of Passover. And Sunday is going to be the 9th on Easter. And then Palm Sunday was this past Sunday. So those are the readings for today. And then stay tuned. Look for my videos that I will be posting today, which will be covering a few more chapters and different verses within those chapters. I just don't want to make this video too long because it already is lengthy from the reading that we did. And then I'll make a third video to show a poster of Jesus on the cross, which is really nice, and the things that I am wearing and have today to put around the house in order to honor Jesus for dying for us. So look for those other two videos later this morning. Thank you and have a great day.